Hello again, resellers and video game fans and SEGA Game Gear game collectors would be the ones most interested in this. We're doing more of our Game Gear Gambit. If you've seen our previous video, I did all the 1991 releases collected. A lot of them are laying over there. And this is for the 1992 releases. I'm going to do a video for each year releases, and at the end I'm going to do a video of every game by itself. But here's all the releases that came in 1992. And I'm going to page up here on the computer just so I can... These all came out before February. It doesn't say January, so I don't know if it was technically that, but they're listed before the February ones. The first one is Captain America and the Avengers. Then we have Clax. Magic Puzzle Popbles was the next game release, but it was only released in Japan and Europe, and not a North American release. Followed by Ninja Gaiden. That's a pretty famous one. Title. Then we have Chase HQ. Axe Battler, A Legend of Golden Axe. So, I'm a fan of Golden Axe, Golden Axe 2. I never played the Game Gear version, so I don't know if it's the same characters or not. I might want to check that out. Then we have Crystal Warriors. Fantasy Zone. George Foreman KO Boxing. I think it came out the title Heavyweight Boxing. And then when it was produced in North America, it was either George Foreman's KO or Buster Douglas, I think, in Europe, if I remember correctly when I was doing some reading. And that one, let me get you caught up. The Chase HQ came out in February of 92. Axe Battler in March. Crystal Warriors and Fantasy Zone in April. And then the Heavyweight Champ was May. Now we have Aerial Assault. That came out in June of 92. Then we have Olympic Gold. That came out in June as well. Outrun Europa. And that came out in June. And then the last June title was Spider-Man vs. Kingpin. Although it only says Spider-Man on the cover. But I guess Kingpin is the main villain in it. So a lot of people consider it Spider-Man vs. Kingpin to identify it. Then we have a classic Nintendo title that's transferred over to Sega. That came out in July. Paperboy. These are all 92. Then we have Super Monaco GP2. The first one came out in 91. We have Wimbledon Tennis. Batman Returns. Chuck Rock, that's a pretty popular title back then. And then I almost forgot the dates on those. Batman was September, so was Chuck Rock. And Wimbledon was August, and Monaco 2 was August. And then we have Marble Madness, that came out in September. Prince of Persia, September. And then Smash TV, also September, is the last September release. Double Dragon in October. Page down a little here. Then we have also in October, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. That's a favorite Indiana Jones movie of mine out of all the Indiana Jones films. Followed by Tasmania. And Tasmania is also October. And the last October release was The Terminator. Arnold Schwarzenegger there on the cover. Then we have Alien 3 in November. Sonic 2 in November, which is one of the few Game Gear games I owned. I think it was that and NBA Jam and maybe one other one when I was a kid. Arch Rivals, never played it for Game Gear, but I played a lot for regular Nintendo. It's a fun 2-on-2 basketball game where instead of stealing from people, you just punched them out. And Arch Rivals was the first December releases. Last two were November before that. And then the rest of the December releases, we got Chalkin, got Defenders of Oasis, Lemmings, Predator 2, Shinobi 2. Let me know in the comments if you've played any of these and your thoughts on any of these Game Gear games, and if anybody else is building a Game Gear collection. But I'll be starting building 1993 soon. And then we got Major League Baseball, the Majors Pro Baseball, Simpsons, Bart versus the Space Mutants, and the last Game Gear game produced in 1992 was Streets of Rage. Famous title, obviously. I think Streets of Rage 2 or 3. I can't think of which one. That's the most one. The Streets of Rage title everybody loves for Sega. I never played it for Game Gear. And then just looking ahead as a quick preview for 93. Looks like there might be quite a few more titles that are released before they are listed for the date. Chuck Rock 2, Ms. Pac-Man, Spider-Man, Return of the Sinister Six. A little bit of tongue twister there. But yeah, I'm going to start racking those up, and then we'll get that year together. And like I said, after each one of the years of the series is over, I will put them all together and go through every title all at once. I probably won't say the year that on the last video. So if you want to know the year of game releases, just go back to each individual year for the video. But I do like to thank everybody who's watching. If you please like and comment your thoughts on Sega Game Gear games in the comments. And also please subscribe to the channel. We just hit over 800, so we're 200 away from hitting that 1,000 number, so we can monetize the channel and we can start building up more and get a lot more footage out there. But everybody, I'm making this Sunday evening. I don't know if I'm going to release it tonight or Monday morning, but everybody have a great weekend, and I hope you enjoyed your weekend. See you on the next one.